But you know what? Here's the thing, I've crossed over irritation into perseverance. And it's like,
Shauna, we're just waiting on a quorum. We'll get started in a few minutes. Zoe, can you let Harmony in?
I did. It says she's joining.
We're still trying to track down one more for quorum, so please bear with us.
Frank, can we?
Yeah, all we really have are voting.
Issues. That's why we're waiting, Shauna. Yeah.
She can hear us. We're off mute. Did you hear us, Shauna? You can't hear us?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Okay, we're really trying to get to the voting items. There's really not much else on the agenda. And we're at the potential of being short for the June meeting as well with participation, so we're really trying to get the action items taken care of if we can.
Sorry, everyone. I was supposed to be traveling today.
No worries. You're here, just not here. We have others that aren't here at all.
Shauna, for July 23rd, are you here on vacation? Can physically be here to vote? I just want to make sure we know if we can get to quorum on July 23rd.
I am here and in town, so I should be there.
Okay,
I will say the only tricky thing is that the same Tuesday I have public safety. And that starts at 1 o'clock.
okay,
So I just have to leave all the meetings by like 1:45, 1:50 to get downtown.
okay. So if we have to flip that agenda to
Yeah.
make sure we can vote, then we can do that.
Yeah.
And then Dr. DeLima, can you be here on the 23rd? and Sue and,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my
Okay.
calendar with me.
so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And hopefully we can get at least one more person.
Well, with Shauna, that's 5,
With 5, right?
so that's actually a quorum.
2, 3, but Susan maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you're pretty sure, okay,
That's July.
that's July.
It's a higher percentage. of
Can you
sure.
wait till July for the enforcement thing,
What about
so?
June?
Well, I thought you were suggesting to cancel June.
Yeah,
Should we see who's gonna be here if we get quorum and then we
Who's,
can?
are you here in June? And are you here in June? And Shauna, are you here in June?
What day is it in June? The 25th?
It's the 25th, yes.
Yes, I am here.
that's 3, so we just need 2 more out of the others. Let's,
Oh,
yeah,
Helpful. It's the last day of school for a lot of people.
maybe we'll make them sleep over the night.
so maybe we just ask who can be here, and I would recommend if you don't have to cancel June, that you actually do June. So, because it's gonna be a long time otherwise.
Fees an issue, Frank? Well, we should go through the agenda and at least look at those things, so if you guys have questions or some
Okay.
concerns, we can address them, but we're in the middle of building the budget. And it will be due before the June meeting, so the fee schedule will be part of that, obviously, until the legislature approves the budget in November. Nothing's final, so it can always be changed if you guys have a real big problem, but if you have an issue now, it'd be helpful for us to know, so. I would suggest we just go through the agenda
Okay,
and then do the things we can do and.
okay, so, well, we can't do most of the agenda, so maybe it's just more of a, this will be a discussion. So maybe just in terms of questions, was there anything about the minutes that we needed to
Can we
discuss?
actually start the meeting first?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's right.
ahead.
Is that what, can you go ahead and make us
Call to
live?
order, sorry.
We're all good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call us to order. We're going to run through the agenda, but we are not a quorum, so we won't be able to do anything in terms of voting, but we'll have a discussion about the items, just in case there's anything that folks want to talk about, at least at this point. So, nobody here for privilege of the floor, so I'm gonna move forward. We are unable to approve the minutes, but is there any items that were incorrect or anything? Okay, we'll do that anyway under Jeremy Porter, the financial or the fiscal administrator, is still on leave, so Frank, was there anything in the financial summary that you
No,
wanted
just
to
to point out, we're through the first quarter, we're on schedule, we're actually below schedule with expenses. Revenues are always hard to look at this time of year because they come in at different times, but generally speaking, we're on track for 2024.
Any questions about the financial summary? Okay, Dr. Claypack.
Just to mention what you may already know, that case of avian influenza that occurred in a human being and in a farm worker. That was reported out about a week ago, I believe. Still, the situation in New York State has not changed in terms of course, no human cases, and particularly with regard to dairy farms and milk surveillance and the like. Nothing really has changed in regard to New York State situation. And the safety, it's important to underline that the safety of the milk supply is good, is excellent. It's not a problem to drink pasteurized milk. It is potentially a serious problem to drink unpasteurized milk, what's termed raw milk. But it's a problem not only for avian influenza, but for other diseases as well. So we generally advise against consuming raw milk. So that's the update as far as we know it.
Thank you. Any questions on that or the report? Okay, Frank,
Just wanted to draw your attention to one thing that is in the report. I was at the New York State Public Health Partners Conference a couple of weeks ago in Saratoga Springs. I think it was the third or fourth annual. It's a joint conference between the New York State Association of County Health Officials, of which we are a member, the New York State Rural Health Association, and New York State Public Health Association, of which we are also a member. Next year, it is going to be here in Ithaca and our new convention center. So that was a surprise that I found out there, but my understanding is the convention center is slated to open next month, July. So that'll be open, and then a year from now, they'll all be here. So opportunity for all of your organizations to engage at low cost in what is a pretty good conference from across the state. So excited to be hosting that.
Great.
That's all I have.
Any questions for Frank? Okay, I think well, we've got two folks here. So Sam, you get the floor first.
To add, that we have this kickoff event coming up for our community health improvement process, on June 7th. Yes, it's underway with planning.
And that event is just the kickoff event, right? That you're gonna kind of talk about the process and.
Yeah, so this framework that we've been using, that MAP 2.0, that this is actually, we're like wrapping up phase 1. There are 3 phases. And so this meeting is meant to be like the overview of sort of what we've been doing over the past 6 months, and kick off in terms of like a lot of what we've been doing has been more like planning and infrastructure. And that then phase 2 is really going to be focused on more community engagement and like data collection. So like the more like essence of what the traditional community health assessment is about.
Great. Okay, thank you. Any questions about that? And so environmental health, Skip?
Yeah, so I just wanted to introduce Brenda Coyle. She's sitting in the back. She's been our administrative coordinator going on, 18 years, keeping EH on track. And she came along today because she's instrumental in putting the fees together, compiling all the data. So if any questions happen to pop up that I can't answer, I just have some reinforcements in the back. And then I just had a couple of quick updates to the written highlights. So there was some information about the Village of Dryden boil water order. I just wanted to let you all know that we are planning on meeting with the village hopefully this week to do an after action review, see how we can coordinate communications across agencies, and even within different departments in the village. So Scott and I are going to be going to that. I think it's tomorrow. And then for the city encampment, just for their awareness, we did receive a media inquiry on that, requesting a copy of the plan, the work plan that the city put together. It's currently under review, and once that gets finalized, we will be releasing that to the requester. And then the only other thing is there's 2 handouts, copy of the fees just for you to look at. And also there's a draft resolution for Route 22 along with the penalty calculation.
Okay, so just a few things. So on the first one, congratulations on that. Well, is that the one where you basically did it in like a 2-hour framework or something?
Yeah, I got the call. I was eating at Viva Taqueria.
Yeah.
Any chance you can put together a boil water order?
So congratulations to you and the staff on that, because I know that was a heavy lift. And so it's good that you're doing a debrief, but it sounded like whatever you all did, you did very quickly and effectively. So
Yeah, Scott Freiberger, our public health engineer, he actually went into the field that night. So
Yeah.
he was very instrumental to getting that done.
yeah, so I thought that was great work.
It
So
didn't hurt that my water pressure went down. Immediately called the village.
So great work on that. And then on the cleanup, it sounds like the various folks that were served with the letters did start cleanup, correct? And there's fencing that's been put in now, and then, okay.
Yeah, it seemed to be moving forward. I think one of the sticking points with the review is the DEC. I'm not sure if we've gotten comments back from the DEC on their portion of the plan yet, so we're waiting to coordinate all that before we finalize anything.
Any plans at all to go into other areas after this? Seems to be working pretty well. Yeah, so the city's plan is inclusive of implementation of their zone project. And so those the other places, particularly the one that's by Nate's, is the next place for scrutiny. So we're kind of waiting to see as that process unfolds, but yes, they are aware that there are next steps and that section by Nate's would be the next area of focus forward. So we're hoping that this got the ball rolling and now it's rolling downhill and will kind of get us to something a bit more sustainable. Oh, Sean's got.
I will say that over the weekend, I did receive some pictures and some complaints that there are some campers right on the inlet that's down the street from Art House.
Yeah, I saw that, Shauna. I'm pretty sure the city is aware of that. I looked at the pictures and the pictures alone wouldn't necessarily rise to a violation of any type for us. They're brand new, so there's no waste accumulation at this point, and I only saw 3 tents. And for anything to trigger a campground type evaluation, there would have to be at least 5. So it's kind of just small enough to be outside of our regulatory authority, but I'm pretty sure the city's aware. I've heard third hand that they've already had conversations with the people out there, but don't quote me on that. But we're certainly aware and we'll continue to monitor.
Yes. Okay, so the last piece, actually Skip was referring to the revision on this, but since we're not able to vote on this, I don't know if it's gonna need an additional revision.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to change the dates of some of the
Okay.
deadlines that are in there, so if we're planning on June, we'll modify the dates again and revise this and maybe we'll just put a new one in the packet, at that point.
So that will go back in, as will the new one for the mobile home park for voting at the next one. And then really quickly, do you wanna just talk through the refund policy and the fees since we have?
Sure. I don't know if you wanna look at the penalties for Brew 22, or you just wanna table that till
It's
next.
gonna be a different group of people when
Yeah.
we're voting on it, so
We should.
we just say right then.
Yeah, so the refund policy and the fees kind of go hand in hand. As we were developing the fees, we wanted to eliminate the refund policy, which essentially what the policy states, and you should have a copy of that. You know, we would apply a $20 fee anytime someone requested a refund, although there were certain exceptions to that. We didn't utilize that all that much, and so it just seemed like more of a burden than keeping the fee on there, so we wanna remove that from our fee schedule, but to do that, we have to revise our fee policy, so the fee policy was just eliminating that $20. There's a sentence in there about a $20 fee for a refund.
So that's good. So that would actually be better for the consumer, so.
Correct.
That's good and easier for you all.
Yeah.
Right, does anyone have any questions on that? We can't vote on it, but next time, for those of you coming back to the table on that, it's $25 fee. Okay. All right, anything else, Frank?
Fee schedule.
So in terms of,
That was the refund.
that was the refund policy, so for the
Yeah,
schedule. Probably the best thing to do is look at in your packet, there's the fee schedule, the proposed fee schedule is on the second page. And the things highlighted in red are the changes.
It's these are the ones he talked about. Yeah.
So on page one of the fee schedule, it talks about the refund request fee, which is $25. We would like to remove that from the fee schedule. And then on page two, we only had three changes, all related to the on-site wastewater fees. And the first one, replacement with engineered plans, no site evaluation. I believe this issue came up at the last meeting. And we had, historically, we had that fee and then we removed it because typically we were the ones that would be referring, we would go out to a site assessment, then we would refer to an engineer because of complications on site. And it didn't really come up that often, so we just took it off the schedule. Well, now we're finding that more people are going directly to an engineer, so we're not actually having to go out to do that initial field work. And so we're bringing it back into the fee schedule, and we proposed a fee of $175 to issue the permit for a replacement with an engineer, with engineered plans. As opposed to the $335, which is the full amount for a replacement system.
So for clarity, if somebody goes to an engineer now, rather than paying a higher rate, they would actually be paying a lower rate because the engineer is doing the work, which is kind of what seemed out of whack on that last one.
So without an engineer, it's 135, with the engineer plans, 175.
Correct, yeah.
And then in terms of, there were two fees that had increased by about 10%. And those were for the large on-site wastewater treatment systems, 1,000 gallons or more. With those plan reviews, it just takes more staff time to do the review. So we're proposing an increase for those two types of systems. Those tend to be more commercial systems, large on-site wastewater treatment systems. So that's the 375 and the 590.
So I guess for the good of the group, who will be here at the June meeting, since I won't be here, I don't have any concerns with any of these, so.
And just for your information and anyone that might be looking at it online, the subsequent documents in there that has the fee schedules, the big legal paper or 11/17 shows our cost recovery, right? So it actually gives you the percentage of cost recovery that we achieve. And in most instances, it's a very small amount because we try to keep our fees at a place where people will pay them and not decide not to get a permit because the fee is so high. So we want to make sure that you guys know that, see that, and that the public's also aware of that as well. And so it's included in the.
Yeah, that's that ratio of revenue to program cost is kind of what we look at. We do a comparison from this year to last year, and that kind of forms the basis of, okay, we need to look at this because it's disproportionate.
All right, any other questions, comments on this? With that, any other items that we need to discuss while we're here? Then let's go ahead and adjourn because we covered the meeting, so.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Frank, the follow-up is